Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. As you guys can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about Terra Luna Classic. Been quite some time, but there was two of my viewers that left a comment on my most recent update, Crypto ZX, talk about Terra Luna Classic. So again, if you enjoy these updates, smash that like button. If you want to see me cover other updates, let me know in the comments down below. But if you're looking at the broader market, we did see the broader market see a little bit of a minor pullback. If you follow the channel on a regular day-to-day basis, you guys know what's happening. Bitcoin did end up going below the 0.50 fib zone, and of course, the price has retraced a little bit. But we also kind of need to keep in mind that this upcoming week, we do have the FOMC meeting. So also, those are things that we kind of want to factor in. But Terra Luna Classic up 90% right now on the USD side of things, also up 96.4% on the Bitcoin side of things. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So there's still a lot of zeros in front of the price, 58.43, four zeros in front of the price. As you could see, valuation $322.7 million, and the 24-hour trading volume at about 570 million. So what's really going on as far as Bitcoin is concerned? Again, right now I'm still going to obviously talk about Bitcoin. You can see for yourself, Bitcoin did end up dropping below the 0.50. And if you follow the channel, you guys know I said if the price of Bitcoin does drop below the 0.50 and we don't see the close below, we could actually push down to 88,000. And you can see that's exactly where we're actually currently being supported by. And we actually saw a little bit of a bounce since then. But obviously, FOMC meeting coming up next week. We're entering the weekend. Do expect some sort of volatility. But with that said, let's take a look at what's happening with Lunc. So I'm going to kind of take back, to you guys pretty much to these levels. And since then, the price has retraced a lot. And pretty much, I would say this year alone, we have not seen the price even go into these key levels. So it's pretty much been sitting at levels that we actually have not seen since June of 2022 and actually below it. And to be quite frank with you, I've already shared my personal thoughts with you guys. And, there are people that still think, Terra Luna could make a big comeback. But, those types of I think I'm going to be honest with you guys. You guys know I bring you guys unbiased updates. I think those types of remarks are kind of not, making sense anymore because, of course, I understand, where the technicalities come into play, but I just don't see because let's face it, this entire year, I know altcoins have lagged. There's no secret about that. Altcoins have lagged, the entire year. Yes, we had some few times where you did see altcoins bouncing here and there, but in a grand scheme of things, altcoins didn't have a, pretty much good rally. But you did see some sort of like a bounce here and there, like I said, but you did not see Terra Luna Classic, retest some of these key levels around the 1420 zone or so on and so forth. And, the overall demand on this overall, coin has gone down quite a bit. My personal thoughts with you guys on this specific thing is if you're looking at the price right now, it was sitting at, you could see for yourself, around the 0.0002586 price point just on December 1st. And if you put it into perspective since then, the price has gone up 185%. And obviously, the volume has spiked up quite a bit. But again, like I said, it did not have any sort of interest pretty much the entire year of 2025. And that's something that you just cannot ignore. Yes, of course, it reacted to the broader market move late last year when we saw the entire altcoin market really see an upside. And if you want to look at it from a Terra Luna perspective, this thing did go up. If you got it in August, you saw this thing go up about 228%. But since then, pretty much consolidated within this key range exactly where it is. I want you guys to kind of keep this in mind. It was consolidating up until, of course, the October 10th liquidation that we saw, which took the price back down to 1421 zone. So is Terra Luna pretty much kind of going back to where it was prior to that? Yes, maybe some sort of market makers saw an opportunity and decided to really cause the price of Terra Luna Classic to pretty much pump, because again, the valuation on this thing prior to this move is not a lot. Back in, of course, yes, if you kind of take a look at 2 years back, valuation was above $1 billion, but that really tells you the interest, not just within Terra Luna Classic, but a lot of other coins as well. You haven't really seen altcoins see that type of move. So, it kind of woke up, but right now it's trending. Yeah, of course it's trending because again, this move is quite a big move. It could be maybe a lot of shorts that got liquidated or market makers stepped in to, cause the shorts to get liquidated. That could be the case. But, price is literally where it was back in August and September, and it was not trending there. But now the price is there because of this specific move. But with that said, I personally think this is just pure market manipulation and market makers stepping in. So anyone that was able to make some profit from Terra Luna Classic, again, just don't ignore the overall market. The market sentiment that we're in, market condition, maybe lock some profits in. Um, I think that would be a very important thing to do, especially if you're making this type of profit. If you got in around here and lock some, nice profit, then take some off of the table. It's very important. Do not get greedy, especially around times like these, especially for coins with these types of valuation. There's barely any bidding happening for Terra Luna Classic. I just gave you guys a perfect example. Pretty much the entire year, this coin has consolidated within this range. But one thing to keep in mind, one thing very important to keep in mind is now, maybe people have already forgotten about Terra Luna Classic before, as I've said, like, maybe people just completely forgot about Terra Luna Classic, but now as it's trending and as it is making its, move towards the upside, you could see this thing climbing up a little bit more than a lot of people expect. Let me bring out the chart. I think I have the wrong chart pulled up. What I mean by that, I'm not, touching this. I'm not bidding on this. Just making an update for you guys. But what I personally think is because now it is in the radar of trending category. So now maybe, you do see this thing, picking up and maybe retesting the likes of some of these levels that we haven't seen since the beginning of the year. We need to keep in mind that's not an unrealistic thing to be looking at. Reason why I say that is because the valuation is only 322 million. So where was the valuation prior to this? Probably 100 million something. And that really should tell you how low this project has come down to. So again, maybe due to now it regaining that overall momentum, obviously it's trending. Maybe more eyes could come on it, and you could see maybe a little bit of a short squeeze playing out. But you got to play it very cautious. They don't really have anything going for themselves, to be honest. I know there were a lot of things, big burns, this and that. Nothing really happened. So make sure if you are making some profits, lock those profits. It's very, very important to do that. Again, like I said, valuation really low, and maybe this does gain a little bit more momentum. Maybe we do retest some of the levels we haven't seen since the beginning of the year. I wouldn't be surprised because, again, look at the volume. We have not seen this much volume for Terra Luna Classic since last March. So let that sink in. Yes, swing traders could make a good amount of money off of this, and I'm sure if some of them caught this here, you could see for yourself they did make quite a decent amount. But of course, you need to understand how swing trading works. And I'm specifically talking to the people that already know and that do swing trading. And I would never emphasize swing trading on leverage or futures. You guys know I'm totally against that. When I talk about swing trading, I'm talking most specifically about spot trading specifically. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Lock some profits in, guys, if you did make some of the profits around this key range. But again, we will take it one step at a time. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys think I'm just completely wrong and you think Terra Luna Classic is going to make the biggest comeback, let me know in the comments down below. But again, I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. And again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you so much for all your support. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace.